Hey, what's up everybody? You might be considering moving to Redlands, California, which is located about 60 miles east of Los Angeles and about 45 miles west of Palm Springs, and you're wondering how much it's going to cost to live here in Redlands. Well, this video is going to be covering all the key expenses to consider if you're thinking about moving here, with actually real costs like what I'm paying right now to live in Redlands, California. Alright, so one thing we have in Redlands, California is sales tax. So right now it's at 8.75%, which 6% of that goes to the state of California, a quarter goes to San Bernardino County, 1% goes to the city of Redlands, and 1.5% is a special district tax. And so it's applied to pretty much almost all goods and services purchased in Redlands and surrounding areas. Alright, so another tax is we have property taxes here in Redlands, California. And so in Redlands, property taxes is about 1.25%, which is slightly higher than the national average. This tax is based on the value of your property when you purchased it, and Prop 13 helps hold it close to it. So it's to fund, local government, schools, fire, police, that kind of thing. And then there are some communities in town that have Mellorews, which is called. And so those are special assessments that are on those usually newer home build communities. All right, so property/house prices. According to the multiple listing service, I just ran a report for the last 12 months. The median sales price in Redlands was about $575,000 in April 2022. Was at the high, with the medium sales price declining to about $500,000 in the last couple of months here, which is still a little bit higher than the national average, but it's much lower than the coastal communities. Rental prices have also been above average, so expect starting nice house, starting about $500,000. Luxury gets closer to $1 million. All right, in case you don't know, my name is Thomas Jackson. I'm the Redlands real estate guy. And if this is your first time to the channel and you want to learn everything you can about what it's like to work, eat, sleep, live, play, and what's going on right here in Redlands, make sure you tap the subscribe button and then you click the little bell so you're notified every time we do a new video. And so also we receive all kinds of calls, texts, emails from people moving to Redlands and relocating here all the time, and we absolutely love it. So if you're thinking about moving and relocating to the area, anywhere in the Inland Empire, make sure you give us a call, shoot us a text. Email, whatever works good. Nights, weekends, we got your back to move in California. Alright, so another one to consider is transportation costs. So Redlands doesn't really have a big public transportation system. Like, we just got the train not that long ago, there's some buses, but most residents rely on cars to get around. So this would definitely add to your cost of living here if you don't own a vehicle, so you'll have to get one. So gas prices, they kind of fluctuate in California. So looking in 2022, it started last year at about $4.50 a gallon. It peaked in June at like $6.25 and currently right under $4 a gallon. So the other day I just paid $3.89 a gallon, and so that's kind of like where it's at right at the moment, but it goes up and down pretty often. So if you have a car in California, you have to have car insurance. So California doesn't have any like really stringent minimums for auto insurance coverage. The only really requirements are liability for bodily injury and property damage for the other people. So you're not required to get uninsured motorists or anything like that, or personal injury for yourself for coverage. So average prices for minimum coverage, is typically about $600 to $800 a year, and go a little over $1,000 for like full coverage. All right, so food. So grocery prices in Redlands are about average, from what I can tell. And so I personally have a big family, so not counting going out every once in a while and a quick drive-through kind of thing. We have a family of 8, and you're typically in the range of $300 to $400 a week for the usual groceries for the whole family. All right, so internet. Nowadays, everybody has to have internet. And so in the area, you have Spectrum, which does the cable, Frontier, which does the Fios. And so I just got some prices for the internet only because I don't pay for the TV or the phone. But it always does seem to keep going up and up over the years. So both saying that they start about $50 a month, and just kind of go from there depending on how fast you want to go. So I just looked at my bill. It looks like we're currently paying $98 a month. So maybe I need to see about getting it faster or reducing it, because the newer ones seem to be a lot better of a deal. Alright, so a lot of times I get the question like, hey, what about the gyms? So Redlands has all kinds of gyms in it, or all around it. And so they started like low as like $10 a month for your real basic ones, to like to where you get your really big gyms to closer to like $40 a month, maybe $50 a month, depending on if you're getting any daycare type things. And then they have all kinds of different ones around town that offer like more personalized service, trainers, and things like that. That's a little bit more. All right, so now just like for your basic household utilities. So the city of Redlands charges for every 2 months, And so the way that works is that you got water, trash, and sewage all in the same bill. And for us, it's $280 for that time period. And that's what that is. And so we use quite a bit of water with a lot of showers and things. Our grass is kind of green. Redlands does have quite a few water restrictions of when we can and can't water. So it kind of limits the amount of water we use. And then as far as natural gas goes, that's how we heat our homes. And so I would say in the summer months, it's closer to like $30 a month. And then in the colder months, it's closer to like $130, $150. And then like right now we're having like a cold spell throughout the nation, I guess. And so I just heard it's going to be like 3 times as much. So we're going to have to see how that works. And then also the electric bills, because a lot of things run off the electric in our households, are about $100 a month in the cold months, just running everything. And then in the summer months when it's hot, it can be closer to like $400 to $500 a month, depending on where we're at, when the kids are off school, that kind of thing. All right, so down below, I'll make sure I include some of the cost of living calculators online so you can compare where you live versus like where Redlands would be. And so take a look down below for those. And then so I did a little research for everybody. According to areavibes.com, the cost of living in Redlands compared to the national cost is overall about 25% more than everywhere else national. It's about 15% less than overall California average. Goods and services about 10% more. Housing is like 60% more. Groceries 12% more. Transportation is about 32% more than the national average. Overall, the cost of living in Redlands is slightly higher than the national average. However, the city has a lot to offer, including a strong sense of community, a thriving downtown area, which keeps growing, and access to all the outdoor recreation. So if you're thinking about, considering moving to Redlands, it's important to carefully consider your budget and how you can offset those higher costs. So thanks for watching. We hope this video is giving you a good overview of the cost of living in Redlands, California. And check out the next video, which is going to be about the top 10 reasons not to move to Redlands, California. And feel free to reach out days, nights, weekends. We got your back when moving to California and surrounding areas in SoCal.